Hello, welcome to this lesson on the macroeconomic equilibrium. First, we're going to look at equilibrium in the short run. So here we have the aggregate demand curve and the short run aggregate supply curve. And the place where the short run aggregate supply curve and the aggregate demand curve meet right here tells us the current price level of the economy and the current real GDP. So the short run macroeconomic equilibrium shows the current price level, current real GDP. Remember that we use the letter Y to represent real GDP, but this equilibrium can shift just like the regular demand and supply one could shift. So here we're going to look at the first possible shift. This is an increase in aggregate demand right there. We have an increase in aggregate demand. This is causing aggregate demand to shift to the right. Okay? And this leads to a higher price level and a higher real GDP level. And because real GDP is going up, we're producing more, unemployment's going to go down. This could be caused by, since there's more aggregate demand, more spending. Next scenario is a decrease in aggregate demand. So we're going to shift the aggregate demand curve to the left right there. You can see that the price level has gone down and real GDP has also gone down. And since real GDP has gone down, unemployment will go up. There's less aggregate demand, so the thing that could cause that is less spending in our economy. The next scenario, we have an increase in short-run aggregate supply. So an increase in short-run aggregate supply is going to move the SRAS curve to the right. That leads to a lower price level, higher real GDP, more production. Since we have more production, unemployment is going to go down. The thing that could lead to this is more production in our economy, more supply. Next, we have a decrease in short-run aggregate supply. That's going to cause the SRAS curve to shift to the left. Right there, that leads to a higher price level, less real GDP, and higher unemployment. This is called stagflation. Not only are prices going up, inflation, but the economy is stagnant, lower real GDP. That's stagflation. Another thing we need to talk about are output gaps. So first, we're going to look at no output gap. So this is when the economy is at its natural level. So when the short run equilibrium intersects at potential output right there, there is no output gap because the economy is producing at its potential full employment level. You can see this is the same as producing at a point on the production possibilities curve. We are being efficient, we're producing at our natural level, full employment. Here, our production is more than full employment. So when the short run equilibrium, which is this one, is at a real GDP level that is higher than potential GDP at full employment, there's an inflationary gap, also called the positive gap. This is going to be unsustainable in the long run. So you can see this is the same as a point outside of the PPC right there. We cannot keep that going forever. This will lead to higher inflation. That's not good. And then this one is a level of production that's less than full employment. So when the short run equilibrium right there is at a real GDP level that is lower than potential GDP, there's a recessionary gap. We have a negative gap. So now our resources are being underutilized. That's like a point inside of the PPC. That's underutilization. That means that we're not producing enough. We're not using our resources well. A lot of people don't have jobs where they could be working. So that's also not good. We want to be here at potential output. That's the economy's natural level, producing at full employment output. That's all for this lesson. See you next time.